So, the truth is I actually worked at Beckett Industries for about 6 years, but I couldn't take the acceleration zones and all that Vespene gas. So I got myself a job tree planting on Romanticide. That didn't go as well as I'd hoped either, but that's a story for another time. Because we've got ourselves a PvZ tonight, people. 2 big-time South Korean players battling it out on one of our newer maps. And as you can see, the center of the map is dominated by 3 choke points. Each one has an acceleration zone overlaid on top of it. I'm hopeful that over time this will lend itself to something new or different that we haven't seen before. But we'll see. Thus far, we've just seen a hatch block and probe, which means some things just do not change. Solar's not going to contest, he's going to go straight to the lateral third and set down that unnatural natural. Meanwhile, Protoss has his gateway halfway done and he starts his first gas. Our Protoss player Creator is our presumptive underdog here, but the last time these guys met in ESL, Creator 2-0'd him. So I do not know what to expect here, other than I expect we'll see a pool following that extractor. Yes, we will. Creator is getting his minerals for that Nexus core. Creator is a Protoss pro from the early days of Starcraft. You can find old games of him battling Lenok and MVP. To put it in perspective, some of his biggest wins were in 2012. Greek philosophers such as Aristotle called him the prime mover, but we just call him Creator!
Current world rank 34.
Currently on Team NV. You know, I wonder if Elon Musk would be okay with Bitcoin if the energy used to mine it was solar!
Current world rank 10.
Currently playing for Kazi Gaming. Creator's core is about to complete and we'll get our first real glimpse at what he might have planned for us. Or rather, planned for Solar, I should say. A chrono-boosted adept, warp gate research, no delay on that. And there is a stashing pylon for a tech choice. Meanwhile, Solar opens with 2 queens and 4 lings, and he's also going to pick up ling speed. And the fractionally delayed tech choice for Creator will be a Twilight Council. We'll have to stick around to see what that's for. Hopefully not a glaive rush. Solar's pretty good at defending that. He's taken his 3rd, by the way, at his natural. The 3rd base in Beckett Industries is pretty far, so in theory a glaive rush makes some sense. You'll also notice how this map does not have a perching point for that Overlord. So once Creator makes a Stalker, Solar's gotta clear out. If Zerg wants to scout on this map, he's gotta pay for it. He's gotta sack an Overlord or research Overlord speed. There's the early robo for Creator. We continue to see signs of a potential glaive rush here. Notice that Creator kept his original adept back. Minimal scouting because he was worried about his open front door. That's something Protoss has to deal with on Beckett Industries. I love these little subtle map choices that put pressure on the different races. Pull them all out of their comfort zones. I bet the players hate it. Oh, and there is the resonating glaives. Ever since Zest went on that epic run with glaive timings in the early days of 2020, Protoss is still trying to milk this strat, but Zerg has gotten really good at defending it, and that includes the number 4 Zerg in the world. Creator takes it up to 4 gates. We'll see if he's gonna put a spin on this glaive timing. Maybe he's got a variation Solar hasn't seen before. The Warp Prism starts up. Creator's gonna be able to reinforce his adepts in the field. No roaches for Solar yet, but every hatch is pumping out a queen. It's possible he's misread this as Void Rays. Let's just pause for an opening warp gate ceremony. Oh yeah, Creator's really guarding his front door. Oh, but this adept's gonna get mugged. Creator grabs the first blood, but oh no, she escapes. And Solar's figured it out. He started that roach warren. A big pack of adepts killing your lings is a pretty good clue. Solar starts up a wave of 14 more lings. He needs something to tide him over until those roaches can arrive. Actually, more than just lings. He's putting down a spine crawler at his 3rd. That's a little bit different. I think it's an alternative to an Evo block. The map might not lend itself well to sealing off one of his bases. Creator's built his adept count up to 8. He's armed with the resonating glaives upgrade. But 6 queens is going to be enough to push that back. Creator, though, is gonna say, I can double my adepts faster than you can double your queens. And 6 more are warping in at the front door. Solar says, I'll see your 12 adepts and raise you 7 roaches. But they're not here yet, and Creator's going at the queens. Transfuses go down, and Creator overpowers the queen and shades away right into that juicy main. The lings are there, but so is Creator's Warp Prism, who's trying to make his way around that spore. He does, and he's going to be able to reinforce the attack with 6 more adepts. Meanwhile, the original adepts escape to the third. There is a spine crawler there, but Creator forces the drone pull, and that's a huge segment of his mining that he's lost. The reinforcing adepts hit the natural, the queens are there, but the drone kills cross over the 10 mark. Creator surprising me and picking up much more value out of this attack than I anticipated. Solar really has his bases saturated with defenders now, and Creator sees it and his adepts pull out. Solar is droning back up, and he's reclaimed his mineral line at the third. Creator might not be done though, he's got a lot of adepts left over. Is he going to save them for the next phase of the game, or is he going to try to trade them out for drones? Neither, he's actually going to invest in another wave of adepts. He's going to try to overwhelm. Did Solar underestimate this? Does he have enough roaches? They're going to meet at the choke. Protoss is going to try to shade by. But for the moment, Solar gets to fight with his spine. Creator is not happy with what he sees. He has to pull back. He does not commit to the shade, getting only 3 drones for his investment. Will he double down again? Solar's cranking out more roaches to be sure. Creator is building those immortals. Solar's gonna try a door challenge with his lings. I don't think he has enough here. He is though gonna get the scout on the immortals out of it. Solar's making spores. He's worried about a DT transition. That, or he wants to be certain that Warp Prism's not going to sneak in again. There's just not enough adepts for them to bully anymore. They're going to have to try finesse if they want to get inside. But they are finding Solar's bases to be very crowded. And I think Creator has to be worried about a Ravager transition. Oh, both players like this fight. Who's got this? Creator does, but I think Solar's happy to trade out some roaches. They're cheap and he doesn't want to worry about adepts anymore. He does need to hustle on those Ravagers. Otherwise, those immortals are going to have themselves a nice little window. Oh, a Warp Prism just loaded. Double immortals. There's still a healthy supply of lings out there, though. But I'm keen to see how this is going to play out. Meanwhile, Solar's looking at putting pressure on the Protoss third. Creator's going to have a chance to go up on even bases. Oh, these lings misjudged the size of the Adept Force. Great recognition by Solar. He pulls it right back. No 4th base for Solar. And he's not droning back up. Zerg's money's all going into army. Creator's Warp Prism finds a great little spot to deposit his immortals at the main base. He's gonna pick up a queen as a result. No, it gets away. And this is the problem that Creator has. Solar did not skip out on his ling production. Oh, fantastic reverse clip. Free kills. Creator doing it old school. Creator showing how Protoss used to do it. Being super efficient with his Warp Prism immortal. And well, that's cool though. Creator has to have noticed that Solar has not taken a 4th. He's gone for the alternative. He's going to launch an attack on the 3rd. Creator gets it. He's adding the shield batteries. Is he in time though? Photon overcharge will be critical to the hold. The 3rd base on Beckett Industries is not as open as it is on some other maps. It's a little more defensible. Harder for Solar to find that angle. Creator's finishing Blink too. Force fields to slow the Zerg advance. But the lings race through the acceleration zone on the other side. He's got his claws on the overcharging battery. The bile takes it down. But Solar is low on Ravagers. This is a close hold. Creator still has 2 shield batteries. Solar's Ravagers are caught in the choke and they're dying off. Solar with the GG. Zerg decides he was totally all in. So, another great game to confirm that Zugzwang has no clue. As soon as I'm ready to declare the resonating glaive timing is officially dead, Creator shows how to make it work. Was the map Creator's ally here? Was the 3rd too far from the main? Was Solar unable to find a decent spot to establish an Evo block? Or did Solar make the wrong call? Cut drone production and throw everything into a counterattack on the 3rd? I actually kind of like that choice. Because Creator didn't have a robotic support bay. Creator didn't have the opportunity to make disruptors to force the Ravagers back and prevent the snipe on the battery overcharged shield battery. When Solar got the snipe, I actually thought he was going to take the third. If he does, Creator loses the income advantage he had built up, and this is a completely different game. But Solar could not get the surface area on that third base. We're going to have to monitor to see if that's a persistent issue on Beckett Industries. Players may have to rethink the standard dogma that the third base is where your opponent is vulnerable. I actually thought, even after the attack failed, Solar had a chance of coming back from this. He had damaged Creator's army pretty hard. And other than Blink, Creator did not have any of that deadly Protoss tech to wield. But Solar knew he hadn't expanded, he was close to mining out, and he had minimal ability to transition at that point. To my mind, it was an early GG, but one I could totally understand. Props to Creator for taking down a much higher ranked opponent. I particularly loved his Warp Prism Immortal work with the Cliff, even though I don't think that's what this game was really about. He put Solar all in with his adept timing, and then, just barely, succeeded in defending at his third. I've been working on this new feature here, where I put my game predictions in a sealed envelope and film it and then reveal them at the game's conclusion. I'm kind of glad I didn't start that with this game. I'd be 0 for 1 for sure. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, if you haven't heard the news, Tobias Lutke of Shopify has partnered with the ESL and made a big-time commitment to help increase the ESL prize pool, specifically the weekly cups. This is something the Starcraft professional scene desperately needed. This comes at a time when Starcraft is about to lose fan-favorite Korean players' stats and TY to the military. So this is potentially an emergency lifeline to the sport. So next time you happen to randomly bump into billionaire Shopify magnate Tobias Lutke, please remember to give him some props, even if you're one of our viewers out there that typically doesn't have good things to say about Zerg players. Sure, that billionaire Elon Musk is taking us to the stars, but Tobias is protecting the stars we have right now. So, I salute him, and from my base to yours, Zugzwang out. To continue your StarCraft journey, Nova advises you to click the video in the upper rectangle. But Kerrigan warns you to watch your 6 and click the video in the bottom rectangle. Or you can stimpack your StarCraft experience. Subscribe to Zugzwang StarCraft. Just hit the circle. From my base to yours, Zugzwang out.